Hi, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man. And today I'm going to be talking to you all about assumption. So this is a pretty cool video. And this is going to help a lot of you. This will just make your life very positive. Like the amount of positive energy you'll see after watching this video, it's just, you live a different world. Like this whole video and taking my advice is just, it's going to be big. It's going to be game-changing. So it's using the law of assumption with nothing but positive energy. So I hope I'm getting you guys ready for a lot of positive energy that you're going to see in this video. I'm just preparing you guys because it's very, very major, the amount of positive energy you'll see from this video alone. And I'm going to get really into it. And when I start, I'm not going to be able to stop. So just getting you guys ready. So when it comes to assumptions, let's talk about, and I talk about this in my videos from today and tomorrow, is that you have to know that a lot of you, for example, you have to look at certain superstitions. You have to look at how you're brought up. And look what doesn't best serve you. Look what doesn't best serve you. So, for example, when you're taught when you're younger, oh, this is bad luck. Oh, this is bad luck. Okay, what's good luck? So and you'll be taught like, oh, these 10 different things are bad luck and there's one thing that's good luck. And you'll probably see 10 different things that are bad luck. And it's just like, I just saw black cat crossing. But and there's some people who are like, that actually know people, like they'll see a black cat and they'll just be like, I'm giving up. I'm like, you know, that's good luck, right? Like black cats are actually good luck. For people who are good, you can assume things are good. For people who are bad, then okay, then it's bad luck. So let me just, because I know some people will just be like, well, you can't change my thought, and they'll just have a whole bunch of words, and I'm like, yes, and I'm mimicking some people. They're like, well, but my grandma, you know what I'm saying? I walk down the street and I saw a person, and I saw the person, and I took the person, and I have this person, and the next time I drop something in the crowd, and they'll just have a whole backstory and like, and they'll have a whole walking down the street in the supermarket. Okay, so just end it. So your thoughts are very chatty. You guys have a very chatty thoughts. So think about it like this. I'd like you to write down everything you think is bad luck. I'm gonna start with the number 666. People, let's go with number 666. The devil. Hollywood. So basically, you think God made a number and like, okay, this one's for the devil. No, it's for God. If you're of the devil, then everything's for. I mean, the devils will just take people who are of the devil. So, for example, let's start making some new good signs. Because if you see a sign and you're like, and yes, I'm because I've heard everyone's different. Well, I heard if you see a bird in the sky and it flies above you, it means you're gonna die. I'm like, well, then you're manifesting that. Versus, start turning everything into good signs, please. Because you're going into the new year. This is going to be a very positive year for the people who follow my advice. So, let's start off by 666. It means that money's coming your way. It means it's flowing to you like water. So, let's just turn 666 into a number that most people are scared of. And it means money's flowing to you. Look at the number 6. How can you disagree with that? It looks like water. It looks like wind. It's literally blowing. It's money blowing towards you. If you disagree with that, then that's your karma. But and yeah, it's your karma. If you can't agree with positive energy, that's definitely your karma. So unless you're trying to fight for yourself and be like, oh, I'm trying, versus people I'm just gonna leave negative things. Okay, and do that until Judgment Day. Okay, so back on the point of my video. I'm like, okay, so back on the point of my video, start believing everything is positive. So assume everything you see is positive. So let's talk about, and just look at everything around you. Start observing things. So I saw a black cat cross me, and I went to play a scratch off. I won $500. So I thought about that. I'm just like, and they actually put they put it on the board too. So when you win a certain amount of money from scratch off, especially with persons such as Green Adventures, when I tell you guys works, I'm like, oh, so they've been lying this whole time. And like, what do you think they're gonna do? You think they're gonna tell us stuff to make us get ahead? Like, you think for example, if you have family members who, when they went into the afterlife, they were unelevated, but they learned things that they didn't know any better because they just taught it because it was passed down, you have to break the wheel. You have to be the one to change the wheel. So assume everything is positive. So when you see anything happen, just assume it's in your favor. And I did see something because I've been talking about this, so I've been getting more videos about this in my feed. So that's the thing. We're going to talk about this in aspects of love, financial abundance, protection, especially protection, because you guys, some people will get paranoid. So I'll talk about what happens right when you assume everything's bad. Let me not forget to say this. When you assume everything's bad, you manifest that for yourself. So when you assume everything's good, you manifest that for yourself. So, for example, people will see a black bird and they think someone in their family is gonna die, versus it means mysteries. It actually means mysteries. It means you're about to unlock a secret that's gonna benefit you for the rest of your life. Versus, and then people will manifest deaths in their family. It's just like, come on, stop that. Stop. Okay, so stop doing that, because I've seen people do that. I've actually seen people do that. So, on to the point of you doing something positive to manifest yourself. So whenever you see a black bird, for example, that means you're about to learn something. Black represents the subconscious, so you might just have a dream of lottery numbers. Black cat, black is the subconscious. Black is protection. Come on. Black tourmaline's the most protective black stone ever. So assume what you're seeing is positive. So, and then I'm going to start teaching you how to see every little thing as a sign. So, in aspects of protection, you see a bird fly over you, that's an angel. Your angel is literally flying over you. Like, how much more protection would you like? And that's why you see feathers too. Feathers mean your angel's feathers are wrapped around you. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. So dash thy footing into stone, thou shalt shut up on lion adder. He shall cover thee with his feathers. His feathers. His feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. So anything you see is an actual sign. So anything you see is an actual sign. Just take everything as a sign. So, for example, if you see, I'll give more examples. If you see a penny on the ground and it's face down, face up, it means you're going to have a good day. You see a tree and the branches fall off, it means you're shedding the old. If you see, for example, of course, I'm going to use this as an example. Someone just stop and just to look at me and to watch me. It means that the person's admirizing the video topic that I'm teaching. So it's not like, hey, this person wants to fight. Normally, your angels will flat out tell you, hey, this person's ready to fight you. I'm like, okay. But it's Florida, so you'll have intuition when it's not that. But some of you are not creating intuition; you're creating delusions. So if most of if what you think is, if your delusions are not your intuition, for example, if you assume everything's bad, change it. If you're not assuming everything's good, it's probably good. The Lord wants something good for you in life, or everything good for you in life. So assume what His plan. Assume the Lord's plan. Don't assume the enemy's plan. The enemy, the devil's the enemy. So, and yes, in the angelic language, they combine lots of words. So, what was I saying? Oh, the person over there who just stopped and started staring at me on the bike, just literally stopped his little journey. So he was listening to my message. It was helping him, etc. So, if you assume, oh, this person, they got a dirty look, and no. Sometimes people just have these RBFs, and they might like you. So, for example, let me say that, I've helped people achieve relationships because, for example, I have friends. For example, I have one friend, and she's an attractive person. So I use her as an example. So when she goes in public, she sees people doing, like, making faces, but people don't know what face they're making. So someone will look at her like, or just kind of like look at her as if they're dumb, but they're not dumb. They just don't know how to react because they like her. So before, she thinks like, oh, these people, when they look at me, they're just looking at me like, and and I basically taught her, I'm like, everyone's looking at, this is actual truth. So it's not just assuming nothing but positive energy. They're looking at you because they like you. She's like, oh. So for example, one of the guys who kept looking, like, whenever he comes around her, he'd be like just because the dude was awkward, and now she's in a relationship with him because she assumed that basically it was in her favor, and it actually was, because the dude was just super awkward. That's why he was not able to talk to anyone else. But once she understood that, then it actually shifted her to having a happy relationship. Same thing applies. You probably do the same thing. A lot of you probably do the same thing. When you see someone you really like, you don't know how to control your facial expressions, and you're like, meow, meow. So same thing applies. So some people make this little meow meow face, just like, and it's like, you have a problem. So instead of you have a problem, oh, you're having a good day. You're feeling yourself. Okay, so that's the same thing with love. So one thing that I saw a video on TikTok actually after I was talking about this popped up on my algorithm. So assume everything is joy. I talked about this with someone too, but everything is in your favor. So, for example, this person on TikTok, and it actually works for him. He's like, anytime I see someone and they make a dirty look, it means they like me. So basically, he basically talked about the concept. He's like, they might not, but it's not gonna do your mind any good to think that. So you walk past someone and they give you a look, and then you just think they don't like you, and you go home thinking that. Versus, and do this in a healthy way. Don't get creepy with it. So it's basically, oh, they must, and then you'll actually notice people start coming up to you trying to talk to you, like for example, even as friends, because I do romantic, platonic. I teach about every category of human interaction. So, for example, if someone wants to be your friend and they really want to talk to you, like, and that's the thing, I'll have people at the gym who want to be friends with me, and some of them are really crystal, they're really interested in the crystal. Some of them are really crystal. So these people are just full-fledged crystals walking around. No. So some of these people are really curious about the crystals, and the looks that they have about the crystals, like they're trying to look at the colors next to each other, and they're looking at me like kind of like, and I know they're looking at the gemstones, but a long time ago it kind of looked like they're just like sizing me, like look at this. So there is a certain, basically there is something we are taught culturally, that when you go like this with the eyes, it's basically you want to pick a fight with the person. You want to square up. So if you shift your mind frame, instead of for everything going against you, everything will start going for you, and it's very easy. So, for example, some people are just, and that's the thing in people's culture. So some people will look away to try to respect you. It's not because they don't like you, or they might be shy. So assume that these people want to be friends with you, and even if they don't, screw them. Just screw the person. Just, who cares? But since you have that assumption, that mindset, that person might tell you, hi. And it just may be really awkward. And this is actually how I've helped people establish some of the best friendships in their entire lives. They see someone who's like, and they say, hi, how are you? I'm wonderful. How are you? And that's just the person's face. You can't judge. Like, the judgment belongs to God. You can't look at someone's face, because the face, people's faces are very elusive. So someone might look at you like this, and then you're like, oh, that person must be mean. No, that's the nicest person in the whole world. And you just don't know that because you made an assumption. So same thing applies to business opportunities. Oh, let me talk about that right now. For how many, in South Florida, there's a lot of people who are just, let me talk about this right now. I can't talk about this for too long, but there are some people who walk around, and you'd think the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they act, like that person would not have a home or something, but you can't judge. Oh, it's a little moth, just spiritual moth. There's a third eye moth just flying around, but basically outside my third eye. Holy moly. Intuition's on point. Some of the people who you see, who don't have a car, who take the bus, they just like living like that. You can't judge them. So assume that basically, and what about you start, instead of, oh, that person's broke, whatever, like, because I see, like, there's a certain mind frame that's very toxic that's going around and being taught very incorrectly, and it's damaging. You hurt your relationships. Versus, if you got to know that person, maybe they'd offer you a position, or maybe they'd want to work with you collaborate with you on a project, for example. And I know entrepreneurs, for example. I don't try to go into specifics. I know entrepreneurs who have a couple $100 million in their bank accounts, but they walk around with basically like just looking like with old clothes and stuff like that, and it might not energetically be good for them to walk around like old clothes, but that's just how they prefer life. So I'm not going to correct them if they're happy where they're at. So that's the thing, you can't judge anyone. You just can't judge. So for example, one of them, he even said to himself, he's like, oh, like, some people think I'm homeless, but like literally he can buy the person's whole estate. Like, but the thing is, and this person's very friendly and very open, so I'm gonna use this guy as an example because he's probably not gonna watch this video, but if he does, then okay, he might not even know it's him, but he might. But the thing is, he's the kind of guy, like, he'll just find someone and be like, oh, let's collaborate, because he's bored. He literally he chills. That's what he does. He has so much money, he just chills. He just chills. So he might go to I'm not gonna say where he's gonna go to, because you guys I try to keep stuff private, but He just chills. So people walk past him in public and treat him bad because they think he has a certain status. But he would probably offer that person some kind of like write-off or something on some kind of like invention, because he's an inventor. And that's how it happens. Like, you just don't know people. You just don't know people. You think, and yeah, that's the biggest thing too. You think, look at that. I mean, do some research into people who do very well. You're like, oh, basically millionaires shop like this or multi-billionaires shop like this. No, they don't. They go to the same stores you do. Like, you're literally probably right next to them and you just don't know it. For example, and even if when someone's younger, for example, I really got to be careful with details. I know someone in a place that I go very often, and he's 20-something. I just said he. And let's just say, for how well he has done for himself in this life, from scratch, and he doesn't tell anyone this, so I'm just gonna, okay, let me use another example. So, because I know a lot of people who do very, like, so well to the point where they're bored. Like, okay, what do I do now? Well, your passion. So they follow their passion. But some people are like, well, I'd like to try something new. So they're open to trying some new collaborations with people. Like, okay, let's start a new invention or etc. So that's the thing. This person's one of the most unsuspecting people ever. Oh, that's just a kid. That's an inventor. That's an inventor. You don't go on. Oh, I was gonna say go on Shark Tank and, well, this person's actually up there. So that's the biggest part of this video. Is assume everything around you. Assume all the signs they're good. Assume the people who you meet. The guy across the street from me is a multimillionaire, because you're just looking at mirror versions of yourself. So, okay, that if you just try this little technique, assume everyone loves you. Ooh, crazy. So this person loves me because I love them. This person loves me. Assume God loves. Basically, God does love you, but when you feel that love in your soul, you can have more people feeling healed just by loving people. Even if it's, just like, okay, you can say in your head, I love that person. And the person will feel love and they won't feel hateful or aggressive, and they'll just calm down. So your light can blind darkness with love. If they try to throw fists, then you throw it back, but you still love them. I love you. But, it's Florida, so it's 2025. Let me talk about the prophecy of 2025 in my next coming videos, if you guys can remind me. Very interesting prophecies. I've been hitting the point. I can't say, and that's why I don't go back and like, I was right about. No, that's not of light. But I'm like, okay, cool. I hit it down to a T about how the past couple of months are going. So I want to keep doing videos about this, how this month will go. So just when you see someone in public, assume that they love you. They're a multimillionaire, because you're just looking at reflections of yourself. So, and you're probably blessing the person just by having a better assumption. So fix your assumptions on people, and you're gonna see the whole world changed. So that's, I can go a lot longer at this. I know people who have ruined their relationships by assuming the wrong thing. So, for example, I know someone this guy basically lost his girlfriend because he kept assuming that she was cheating. Do you know what he manifested? Okay. That's the thing. You're just manifesting stuff by accident. Manifest the right things. Through the Most High God, manifest the right things. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Check out the Florida Snowman custom necklace on my website. When you wear that, you're going to see your whole life changed. And you're going to see your whole life change. You're going to be a very happy person. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao. God bless all of you.